to One Quick Question with Infomedia, your source for answers to your questions about websites, digital marketing, and more. I'm your host, Carrie Rollwagon, and today we're here with Russell Marbit. Welcome, Russell.
Hello.
Can you tell people what your job title is here at Infomedia, and then also what your other business is? Because that's what we're talking about today.
Yeah, I'm a developer here. I build and support websites, and I'm a co-owner of Om Jiu-Jitsu, which is a jiu-jitsu studio in Avondale.
Yeah. So when did open?
Late February, I think.
Okay. So you're a pretty new business owner.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what we wanted to talk about today because a lot of our listeners and our clients own small businesses.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a lot of questions about what should their website say, like what should be on social media. And I've heard a lot of positive comments about your social media. So I wanted to bring you on and ask you some questions about it. So where do you concentrate your efforts? Like, are you everywhere? Do you have like a TikTok and a Snapchat and whatever? Or you concentrate on certain things?
I'm almost wholly focused on Instagram, and I'm doing a little bit on YouTube.
All right. How did you choose those platforms?
Well, for jiu-jitsu, it's such a visual art. Like, I think people want to see it,
Yeah.
so yeah.
So why not like TikTok or something?
I just don't care for TikTok mostly.
Like, I feel like almost all of our developers are like, no TikTok.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I don't know much about TikTok, but I assume it's less like local too.
Like you're getting more like you're going more on an explore page that's being shown to like the whole world than an explore page that is likely to be shown to your like
followers,
your demographic.
Yeah.
I don't know like the details of that, but I do think like the gist of what you're saying I think is true, and that I do think like I think it's a different strategy for you have a small business that's a brick and mortar that you're trying to get people to come to.
Yeah.
Like even there was this contest I was entering for Infomedia about like national advertising. And at first I was like, hey, you could do this for but then it's like, well, what would be the point? Like, why would you want to advertise nationally? You want to be very local because you're.
Yeah, I want like the 15 miles around me type thing.
Yeah. And also, I think
I don't sell anything online either.
Yeah.
I mean, if I sold products online, then that would make more sense. Again, I don't know much about TikTok. This is just kind of like from an outsider view.
Yeah.
What it seems like.
Well, I think it's still relevant because I think one reason Instagram is working for you is because you use Instagram the most. I think there's an argument to be made for the tool that you're actually the most familiar with and interact with the most. You're probably going to use the best.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I know how to use Instagram, obviously. And it seems like other businesses around use Instagram a lot too. I don't know, maybe they're on TikTok, but like, the collaboration and stuff happens a little more there.
I think that makes sense.
Tagging and resharing and whatever else.
So what kind of content do you like? What kind of content do you put on Instagram?
Mostly just, as of right now, like mostly just clips of like people doing stuff in the gym, like I just try to have cool music and maybe flashy sort of stuff, I try to feature my people a good bit, and I'm debating on whether to start putting myself personally and my co-owner out there a little more to get our personalities out there a little more, because I think that may be a good idea. But a lot of the time I just like to feature my people. So.
And I think that was easier once the gym opened. I think before it opened, it was kind of hard to figure out, like, what are we going to show? Like when we were ramping up to be.
Yeah. And a lot of jiu-jitsu gyms have very bad branding and marketing and stuff like that. And so I've been very protective of our branding and marketing so far. So maybe more than I even need to. I don't like to come off too salesy, and that's for our business. I think for other businesses, it may make sense to do that more. I think we've probably sparred over that sort of thing some,
Yeah.
where you're like, be a little more promotional, and
I
I'm
don't
not
know if I
always,
mentioned that we were married. I probably should have said that. So when
yeah,
we're discussing these things, that's why.
yeah.
Yeah.
And, but mostly I just want it to be cool
Yeah.
and allow people to get a feel for what's going on inside of the gym.
Yeah. Well, and I think investing in branding in the first place was something that a lot of people, I think a lot of small business owners just look at it as an additional expense. It's like, okay, well, I could generate a color palette on my own.
Yeah,
I have a cousin who can do a logo for $200.
yeah,
Like, and that was something that I feel like you put a ton of thought into. Like, we made a major investment as
mm,
far as like the percentage that we're spending on stuff in
yeah,
marketing and branding. And I
yeah,
think that has helped. I do think it helps your social media so much because it gives you a baseline. It all looks cohesive.
yeah. I can't. If you ignore everything I say, like, do not ignore this. Do not skimp on your branding. Don't do it. Don't get your cousin to do it. Don't try to do it yourself. Just don't do that. Get someone that knows what they're doing and spend the money. It's worth it. I can't tell you how many compliments I've gotten on our branding. It's been featured in blogs actually, and I've seen other designers around the world compliment our branding. I feel like it's very strong, and I felt like it needed to happen, and it helped to give our gym an identity. And I can't stop ordering merch because people want to buy it
Yeah.
because of our branding. So
Yeah.
if you take away nothing from this, or anything from this rather, don't skip on your branding. It's
Yeah.
extremely important.
We made that investment, and then also like you have these posters in the gym that are like also done by the designer that
Mhm.
really make it feel like, yes, like
Yeah.
communicate the feeling of the
Shout out to
gym.
Andrew Thompson,
Yeah, we should link to Andrew, our designer.
a studio that works.
Yes, he does a fantastic job. He
Mhm.
also works with Infomedia some too. So, and then also I think it actually, because like we got the first wave designed by Andrew, but you've also used those same things to do your merch, so you're making money off of that.
Mhm.
And then also, I agree because I do other things too, and having a brand guide I think makes it's so possible to use like Canva or something and
Yeah.
do social media posts that look really professional.
Yeah.
So I think it pays dividends in that also.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah.
Yeah. And I've used, there's apps and stuff you can use to make videos, and I do some video editing. And I like to shoot photos. I like to shoot video as well. I'm not a professional by any means, but I've dabbled a good bit over the past couple of years, and I just don't have time to like do everything from scratch. So there are apps out there that I use to generate videos, some if
Mhm.
if you're on a budget. But any of that stuff you're going to do, if you don't have strong content, which is branding and at least being able to video a decent amount, you're going to have a hard time with. And I mean, I would definitely suggest hiring media people if you can, at least.
We did
Even,
that too.
yeah, Infomedia does a great job of that. I got some of that as well. If you look, most of my recent stuff is professional video from Infomedia. If you hit my Instagram right now, they really did a great job.
And
But
you can kind of mix and match. Like
yeah,
you do, because I think, do you use like Lightroom or something to make them kind of match? Or do you just like when you shoot
no,
video and yeah, so it automatically
yeah, I
looks,
think with something like Instagram, as long as it's not wildly different, you're
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Um,
And that just gives you some pieces to mix in there.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
at first I feel like it was like, oh my gosh, I have to shoot constantly, and I'm also trying to do all the other things of starting a small business.
yeah,
So I think the media team clips just kind of helped to
yeah,
have like a baseline.
yeah. It definitely bolstered my collateral. I can go, grab clips and use them easily, and I know they look good. and I know they've been color graded and all that sort of stuff. I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Well, are there any things like that are annoying about having social media or communicating through that, or has it all been like a positive or
No, it's all annoying.
yeah.
No, I mean, it is tough to keep up with because you're trying to run a business,
Mhm.
and it's almost like its whole side
Yeah.
business. And so I would say, to reiterate, like, don't skip on your branding so you have strong, collateral to work with. And if you can, another thing with hiring a media team, like if you don't know what you're doing at all, I had a little bit, I I've shot a little bit, so I'm not like totally out to sea with this stuff.
Mhm.
But if I was, I would definitely suggest like maybe hiring a video team to come shoot some stuff so you can at least see what they do and maybe try to match it a little bit, and mix their clips in as
And I
well.
think it's good to tell them exactly what you want because, like, I don't
Mm,
know that if you just walked in to any video studio, like, you
yeah.
may get, if you're not clear about, like, these are my pain points, like, I
Mm,
usually think, like, don't tell them how to solve your pain point. Tell them what the pain points are.
yeah.
And so that way, like, instead of getting, because if you're not careful, you can get, like, pay a bunch of money to get a 2-minute video that then you can only use once, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it helped for you to say, like, here's where my struggles are
Mm,
so that they could be like, okay, we're going to shoot one day. We're going to get like we're going to put together some ads for you and we're going to take like 10 to 15-second clips so you can mix and match those how you want,
mm,
or to know you're using them on Instagram primarily, not the website primarily. Like
yeah.
that's helpful to know too. So,
Yeah.
um, well, cool. What is the Instagram of Jiu Jitsu so people can check it out?
Some Jiu-Jitsu, OHM, JIUJITSU.
All 3 words are kind of hard to spell, but we'll
Yeah.
link to it in the show notes, and
Yeah.
like you could get to it. So
Yeah, you'll find it.
yeah. Well, thanks. And if are people welcome to, like, if they live in Birmingham, can they come to a class? Can they come observe a class or come to a free class or anything like that?
Yeah, all the above. You can pop in anytime and check the class out. We do a free trial. So you can sign up for a free trial and see if you like it. We have beginner classes that are pretty chill.
Mhm.
You're not going to get beat up or anything crazy like that. And no sign up fee, no contracts. So you can come and go as you please.
So it's in Avondale where Seasick Records and Mom's Basement and all that are, right?
Yep.
Cool. Well, thank you, Russell. One quick question is developed and hosted by me, Carrie Rollwagon. Our producer is Elena Harmond. Our theme music is by Brad Davis, and our video and sound engineering are done here in the Infomedia studios. Find show notes or find out what Infomedia can do for your website at infomedia.com/quick-question. And we'll leave you with this thought: a real expert helps to clarify, not confuse. So don't take website advice from someone who can't give you a straight answer.